Navin Lalu's streaming network. Specialist in clean audio, multiple camera angle view and a photo slide for professional live streaming. Call Navin at 335-0205. Navin Lalu, bringing real-time events to you and yours. Navin Lalu's streaming network. Call him 335-0205. Also available fantastic drone footage. Navin's streaming network. Classic Radio, the voice of love, quality and class, streaming live around the globe. ClassicRadioTT.com. Our studio number 242-3830. Our WhatsApp number 368-7006. Ramgas Sales and Services Limited, Transport Contractors. We are next to your kitchen, located 19 Bassie Street, Spring Village in Valsayn. For more info, call 663-4078, 663-4GAS, 242-1746. WhatsApp number 313-4GAS. Authorized distributors of NP LPG gas, 20 and 100 pound cylinders and gas tankers. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers, flatbed trailers. Office number 663-4427, 663-4078, 242-1746. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers.
रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल,
जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल,
जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल,
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल,
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
ओ राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
ओ राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
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 हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि
हरि बोल
बोल
हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
हरि बोल
हरि बोल
हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल बोल बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल बोल बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल बोल बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल बोल बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
ओ राधा रमण हरि
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा लालवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा लालवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, जाहे बीरी राके राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, जाहे बीरी राके राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम। मुख में हो राम नाम, राम सेवा हाथ में, तू अकेला नहीं प्यारे, राम तेरे साथ में। विधि का विधान जान, आन लाभ सही। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, जाहे बीरी राके राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम। किया अभिमान तो फिर मान न पाएगा, होगा प्यारे वही जो श्री राम जी को पाएगा। फल आश त्याग शुभ काम करते रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, जाहे बीरी राके राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। जिंदगी की दौर सौंप हाथ दीनानाथ के, महलों में राखे चाहे जो परी में बास रे। धन्यवाद निर्विकार, राम राम कहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, जाहे बीरी राके राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम। आश एक राम जी से, दूजे आश छोड़ दे। नात एक राम जी से, दूजे नात तोड़ दे। साधु संग राम रंग, अंग अंग रंगिए। काम रस त्याग प्यारे, राम रस पीछिए। चाहे बीरी राखे राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए, चाहे बीरी राखे राम, ताहे बीरी रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम। जय श्री राम प्रभु, जय श्री राम। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम
सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम। सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान। इस धरती पर बसने वाले सब है तेरे गोर के पाले। इस धरती पर बसने वाले सब है तेरे गोर के पाले, सब है तेरे गोर के पाले। कोई नीच न कोई महान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान। कांटो नस्लों की बतवारे, झूठ कहाए तेरे द्वारे। कांटो नस्लों की बतवारे, झूठ कहाए तेरे द्वारे, झूठ कहाए तेरे द्वारे। तेरे लिए सब एक समान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान। जन्म का कोई मोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है। जन्म का कोई मोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है। कर्म से है सबकी पहचान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सबको सन्मत दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान, सारा जग तेरे संतान। भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा। भजन करो सत्संग से, रामायण बखानी, रामायण बखानी। इस संसार के माया में संभल संभल पग धरना, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले काम क्रोध मद लोभ को ध्यान में कभी न लाना, ध्यान न कभी न लाना। रामा है सरोवर, इसमें करो स्नान। भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा, भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा, भजले हरे गोविंदा।
रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुरामा, रामचंद्र परमनाथा, रामचंद्र रघुरामा, रामचंद्र परमनाथा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र मम बंधु, रामचंद्र दया सिंधु, रामचंद्र मम बंधु, रामचंद्र दया सिंधु, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रघुवीरा, 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 रघुराम, 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 दया सिंधु, दया सिंधु, दया सिंधु, दया सिंधु, मम बंधु, मम बंधु, मम बंधु, मम बंधु, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुनाथा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा, रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा,
Asha? Excellent, okay. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki.
Jai.
Sitaram, everybody,
Jai Sitaram. Jai.
all children, Sitaram. Nav, it's good to see you, son. I heard you lost your heart. In the back of your jersey, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. I catch you. Is that Chatke? You saw it in the back of your shirt? I lost my heart in Vrindavan.
Jai Radhe
So I
Radhe.
say, I lost your heart. How he know? Vrindavan, boy. Good to see you, Sona. Bhagwan bless you. Ken, you know why your name is Ken? As the American. If anybody could play tabla good, he can. Prahlad, Devta, Bhagwan bless you all. Watch out, Prahlad, we get 100 marks before I start. The person who loves music and who sings, they do voice control and they practice their voice and they purify their voice. The person who sings for Bhagwan, who sings bhajan, what do they tone and purify? Their hearts. Ah, pyare.
Jai Shri Ram.
When you sing and you pray, it comes not from your mouth and your voice. It comes from your heart. It's a direct live line to Bhagwan. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru. Your mind must be there. Yome bhaktya prayachati taram bhakti uparitam. Even if you offer a flower, it's with your mind you do it, meaning from your heart. So you got your 100 marks. When you have to pray, always bring your mind and your heart with you to satsang. Don't leave them home. You can be here and you left your mind home. Did I close the door? Did I unplug the heater? Did I lock the car? Did I extinguish the fire, the stove? You came but you left your mind home. Bring it to Hari Om. Please sit upright, children. Bhagwan bless all of you. This is where no puja is complete if your mind wasn't in the puja. You can have a whole yajna and endless people could come, but you didn't pray. If your mind wasn't on God, people are pleased, maybe the Pundit is pleased, but if God isn't pleased, you didn't pray. So, now I know what I'll read tonight for sure. This katha is our children like that. He feeds them energizer batteries and so on. So we need these kathas, especially in these times. Children, sit upright. Keep your back straight as best you can, unless you have a back or torso problem. I want you to relax your foreheads. Inhale slowly and deeply, taking the breath right onto your belly. And exhale, beloved. When you breathe, children, listen to the sound of your breath coming in. Om. Please listen to the sound of your breath coming out. Breathe diaphragmatically. That is, children, when you inhale, don't take the breath to your chest. Take it right onto your belly. Then press the belly down and exhale everything slowly. Continue the deep, slow breathing, but listen to the sound of the breath coming in and out. When you inhale, children, listen to the sound coming in. Om. Exhale all your tiredness, exhale all your stress, exhale all your worries, exhale all your problems. Just inhale and exhale. If anybody hit you, hurt you, harmed you, buffed, bullied, bragged, beat, broke your heart, forgive them now. Exhale that away. Where you are going, you don't need that pain. Exhale. Inhale Om. Children, exhale Namah Shivaya. Continue breathing, children. Now relax your foreheads, relax your facial muscles, relax your jaws. Your backs are upright, your shoulders are not stiff, they're relaxed. And you're breathing in, Om, and exhale, Namah Shivaya. The mind is now home with you right here, where your nostrils are, where your hearts are, in and out. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Give me a nice Jai. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So if you have homework to do, if you have to cook, wash, iron, any kind of work, if you have to have a talk with your spouse, this takes under 2 minutes. Practice this exercise. You will find you wouldn't get upset quickly and you wouldn't end up in an argument. All you meant to say was you didn't take the garbage out, but it comes up, you never listen to me. I never, and then you, so pull your mind, kurmongani va sarvasha, indriyan indriyatebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita, like a tortoise withdrawing its limbs, and bring your mind home, peace, joy, and bliss. So when you speak, you will radiate that. And even if somebody misspeaks, or if they're upset, you know what reaction will be? Somebody needs a hug, somebody is tired, somebody didn't get enough sleep, somebody needs help with the dishes. So do that. Children, before you study, practice that exercise. What you will study in one night, your friends will take the whole week to accomplish, because your mind is with you and you'll be focused. And when you sit to pray especially, when you sit to pray, the mind is like children. Chanchalahi manha Krishna. We'll read about that today. I know what I'll read now. And then if with children, you'll have patience. So before we begin, just one more word to tell you. The book from which we read right now, tonight we'll be reading, is called the Bhagavad Gita. What's it called? Bhagavad Gita. Now know the name of your scripture. It's not Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad is a next book. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam sukamukadramitadratanisham pivata bhagavatam rasamalayam. That's the Bhagavad. Krishna Bhagwan eaten Makhan. That's Bhagavad. This is not Bhagavad Gita. This is Bhagavad Gita. What's the name? Bhagavad Gita. So if I forget, remind me. Don't boof me. Just remind me. And if you forget, I'll try to remind you. What do you say? So what's the name of this book, babe, that you're holding in your hand? 100 marks. And you say she's sleeping on a token. Bhagavad Gita. Very good bit here. So before we enter these sacred pages, in the same way before you enter your puja room or mandir, you take your slippers off. Now I want you to take from your minds now where you're going, what you don't need to go there. Any worries you have, take them out like your slippers and leave them behind. We are going by God now. Check your luggage before you board this flight. Some things are prohibited. If anybody buff you, beat you, hurt your feelings, forgive them for now. Later you won't want to pick up back those slippers. Let it go. Anybody told you something and hurt your feelings? Any teacher who used to beat you and you still don't forget them? Let it go now. Tonight's katha is about that. Travel light but full of delight. Let it go. Join your palms. Sit upright and we will pray together. Children, please pray after me. Remember, we are here to pray. And I admire when you pray. We didn't come for a lecture or a sermon. So therefore, we are praying together. After me, Prahalad, you will help too. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Bolo. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Guru Charan Kamalebhyo Namaha. Om Shri Guru Charan Kamalebhyo Namaha. Children, Om Namah Shivaya. This is the heart healing mantra, the soul soothing mantra, the mind massaging mantra. And believe me, the mind needs a massage, the soul needs soothing. For members of this family and for all of us, get the healing that comes from Bhagwan, beloved, so you can pray with more joy. Together again. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo bachon. Om Namah Shivaya. Again. Om Namah Shivaya. May Ganesh Baba, all the devatas and devis, bless us. Prabhu, help us to pray. Not just to talk about you and lecture about you, but to pray effectively. Bless the instruments of worship, the heart, the mind, and the intellect. Help us to love you, Prabhu. आप अपार है बुद्धि से परे. You who are infinite, beyond the senses and mind. Na tatta chakshu gacchati, na vach gacchati, na mano. Even the mind that travels faster than the speed of light cannot reach or fathom you. How can we, with limited instruments, worship you, Prabhu? Help us to love you, Prabhu. We surrender to you. Together, children. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guruji, bless us, not just to read Bhagavad Gita, but to taste it, to enjoy it, to benefit from it. Bless us, Prabhu, that when we pray, you will be pleased, the devatas will be pleased, and this home, this family will be blessed, and the soul of the deceased will be blessed. Prasanna, Prabhu. Sadhare sa gare sadhapa gapa dhapa gare sadhare sa. Bhupali. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जिनकी आकृति अतिशय शांत है, जो शेषना की शैया पर शयन किए हुए है, जिनकी नाभि में कमल है, जो देवताओं के भी देवता है, लक्ष्मीपति श्री नारायण, शिर से भक्ति भाव से हम भक्तजनों आपके नमन करते हैं. We surrender to you, Prabhu. Help us to love you, Prabhu. Help us to pray. Those of us who are weak in praying, bless us to pray with love and with devotion. Together. Shantakaram bhujagshayanam padmanabham suresham vishwadharam gaganasadrisham meghavarnam shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi-bhirramyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaiknatham. Children, with all your love, children, with all your love, even if you didn't come to pray, still pray. Trust me, you wouldn't lose. Govinda bolo hari gopal bolo hari. Together. Govinda bolo hari gopal Govinda bolo hari gopal bolo Govinda bolo hari gopal Govinda bolo hari gopal Govinda bol hari gopal bolo Govinda bolo hari gopal. Lift your devotion, children. गोविंद बोल हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोल हरि गोविंद बोल हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हरे मुरारी रंगा हरे मुरारी हरे राम 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय Children, lift your devotion, chase away spiritual laziness, invite God into your hearts, drive away the darkness and cobweb from your minds, and bring that light of God even now. Open your doors of your heart and welcome Bhagwan, beloved children. Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govind Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govind Jai 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 Jai Gopal Jai. Now lift your devotion even higher. Govind bol Hari Gopal bolo 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 Hari bol 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 Hari bol. In your minds, offer flowers, offer tulsi leaves, and free up your hands to clap and to sing together now. Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Hari bol 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 Hari bol. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim. Bless us who are dumb, mukam. We have mouths, but only to quarrel and win arguments. But when it comes to praying Prabhu, the mouth doesn't have any Shakti. Bless us who are spiritually dumb. Pangum langayati girim. Bless us who are lame. We reach everywhere, even in satsang. But we can't reach you somehow because we don't make an effort. Bless us with that effort. Yat kripatam hamavande. For you are merciful and compassionate. Bless us. Paramananda Madhava, most high, most supreme, most loving. Together, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bolo bachon. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Om Tat Sat. Now that is a challenge. When you close your eyes to pray, you see God, but then Rishi gone. Where is she? No, I'm looking for him from last time. Okay, Diane will be with the children. Okay, babe, you there or you are there? Diane, watch me for 1 second, daughter. I know you are wise, that's why you supervise. She's the supervisor because she's the wiser. What you'll do, stick around. So I want you to be hearing what I'm saying and praying with Ham Janela. But don't let anybody distract you too much. Bhagwan bless your daughter. And thanks for having patience with your old Baba. Blessings, babe. So, beloved children, the last time we were sharing Bhagavad Gita, we saw that the person who passed away, you go and cremate them, and with prayers and puja, they get business class, first class in aeroplane, to go where they have to go. But the family who remain back, that cremation, that burning, that missing them, what about that burning for Christmas, for Mother's Day? What about those people who are burning but missing? And after the 13 days when everybody will go back home, then that will hit you. Whacks! Right now everybody's here, laughing and singing and so on, and praying together. When that loneliness will hit you, Bhagavad Gita will teach you how to cope. Bhagavad Gita will give you that spiritual strength. You'll have to forgive those of us, remember, who will say, don't worry, you'll get over it. No, you wouldn't. But Bhagwan will give you strength and courage. And good people will come to your home every month or whenever you have satsang to remind you you're not alone. Jai Shri Ram. Like the last chapter, now recite after me. It says Skanda Puran. Again, Skanda Puran. Now, this Skanda Puran is a special book. That one tells you the greatness and glories of the kathas that you read. So they prescribe the katha that one should read and pray when somebody passes away. So, for example, in the Ramayan, you just read a Ramayan katha. Some kathas are finished. For example, Ye charitra gavahi hari pad pavahi jene parahi bhavakupa. Recite after me. Say ye hai charitra je gavahi hari pad pavahi te parahi nahi bhavakupa. Bolo Prabhu Shri Ramchandra ki. That one ends by saying, whoever listens to this katha, this divine narrative, Hari Pada Pavahi, they get ticket passport stamped to reach Vaikuntham, not to suffer in the passage thereafter. The living is left blessed and the leaving are blessed. You follow, child? There's another katha in Ramayan. Whoever will read this katha, they will reach the Pad of Bhagwan. So the katha prescribes and describes what to read, not talk about. So too, the Padma Puran tells you in Bhagavad Gita what chapters to read when somebody passes away. So at the end, the katha itself will tell you, whoever listens to this, moksha se shubhat, they attain mukti or liberation, and the family is blessed. So that's why you have to be very careful what you're choosing. If you read Garu Purana about HELL, it's like you are going to India, over Vrindavan, and I'm reading a manual about going to Africa. You're not going there. If you're going to Vrindavan, I'll read about Vrindavan. So Bhagwan Shri Krishna, in today's katha, you will hear what is heaven and what is paradise. And you will hear what is not HELL. Does Bhagwan Shri Krishna talk about HELL? Yes, he does. What is it? And you will understand, so you won't fall low, but you will follow. Sit upright. Together, children. Sona, grab this here, so I could clap with everybody and sing too. Oh, before he's doing this, questions are asked in satsang like these. When somebody dies, should there be music? Should it be drum? Or should it be all solemn without music and without drum? Both are correct. If you're coming to grieve with the family, then music will be appropriate. We have come to grieve at all. How are we going to look if we smile and chanting and singing? Do you understand? If you're coming to grieve, then grieve. But if you're coming to pray, then pray. And if you're praying, don't pray to be happy, pray because you're happy. You follow me, child? Don't pray to be happy, pray because you're happy and say, thank you, Bhagwan. You ready, Lal? Let's start with Muk. Give me, sir. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल Children, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल Ram Ram bol. With all your love, Krishna Krishna bol. Krishna Krishna bol. Bolo. Mukunda Madhava Govinda bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari bol. Mukunda Madhava
Govinda bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari bol.
Hari Hari bol. Hari Hari bol. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. So we have to decide. You come in to grieve, then I'll sing sad songs for you. Toot gayi hai mala moti, and well cry. But in the pictures with Shivji, when a serpent comes, he's still smiling, meaning you have to move on. You have to learn to smile again, live again, laugh again, learn again, love again, believe again, receive again. And don't pretend I'm fine, thank you, when we're not. So Bhagwan guides now. The first part, just like last time, is for the living. Because like I said, they're cremated and gone, but you're cremating now, with the missing in moments later. Listen to this now. Join your palms, children. Please recite after me. Chapter 6, verses 5 and 6 first. Recite after me. Udhareratman Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadhayet Atmaivhi Atmano Bandhur Atmaiv Ripur Atmanaha. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Sona, one of you, daughter, pass a microphone for my daughter here. This is chapter 6, if any one of you brought your Bhagavad Gitas as well too. Verses, read for me 5 and 6. Read 5 first. Now listen with your 2 ears and your minds, children. Daughter, welcome. You're going to hear something good. Start, Bill.
One should lift oneself by one's own efforts and should not degrade oneself, for one's own self is one's friend, and one's own self is one's enemy.
Right. Now, we so like you. We're just glad to hear you. But we don't know what you say because we just like how your voice sounded. So read it. It's from my version. Read it one more time now. Yeah, the same verse. Now listen to it, children. Listen to it again.
One should lift oneself.
One should lift oneself. You see, Krishna Bhagavan didn't say, hello, men, this is for you. He didn't say, ladies, this is for you. He didn't say, Hindus, this is for you. All body, everybody. One should lift oneself.
By one's own effort.
So you have to make an effort. Son, I have something I can't do for you. I wish I could eat food for you, but you have to eat yourself. Daughters, I wish I could sleep and get some rest for you. Daughter, where are you going? I wish I could sleep for you and get some rest for you. But the rest is up to you. The rest is up to you. Uplift yourself. No, Bhagwan is guiding. Who is talking here? Bhagwan. Uplift yourself. Go ahead, start back again, daughter. From the very beginning.
One should lift oneself.
One should lift oneself
by one's own effort.
by your own effort.
And should not degrade oneself.
Don't pull yourself down.
For one's own self.
One's own self
is one's own friend.
You know who's your best friend? Your own self. Go ahead.
And one's own self is one's own enemy.
How could you be your own enemy and be your own friend? And what does it have to do with people living and dying? Now read the next verse. Bhagavan Shri Krishna goes further now. In case we go, what is he talking about? I understand, but how does that apply to me in my real life? In school, at work, in my marriage, with my parents, with my children, with the grandchildren? Go ahead, babe.
One's own self.
One's own self
is the friend of the soul.
Is a friend of the soul.
By whom is the lower self. Even so, the very self of him who has not conquered his lower self behaves antagonal-
Antagonistically.
antagonistically,
If you have teeth, you can't say that word.
like an enemy.
Right. Now, just like a piece of sugar cane. There are sugar cane. You hit one bite and spit it out. You keep chewing it. So choose it one more time. Read it one more time. Listen, children, to understand now. Don't just read Bhagavad Gita. Understand and then live it. Go ahead, babe.
One's own self
One's own self.
is the friend of the soul,
Your friend. So am I my friend of myself, my soul? Go ahead.
by whom the lower self
Okay, but there's a lower self now. So the lower self, which means a higher self. Go ahead, babe. A lower self.
even so
Even so.
the very self of him
Mm-hmm.
who has not conquered his lower self
Mm-hmm.
behaves
Antagonistically.
antagonistically
Okay, I
like
have to
an
rest
enemy.
after that word. That's too big a word for me. I can't even spell it. Okay. So, beloved, there's a lower self and a higher self. Now, forgive me for revealing this to me and to all of us. All of us live and drive an automatic pilot. Even if you sleep and a mosquito comes, all you say, God is in the cockroach and the mosquito. I thought God, we just slapped it. And you buy the Pundit, so you have Pundit blood too. Automatically, you do what you're supposed to do. You see, this child moving from an out tonight, so you won't get lash. Beloved children, practical application. The lower self, the lower self is the mind, the body, and the intellect, worldly intellect. We don't know about spiritual things yet. So if my mind isn't traveling, get this, I'm driving to the satsang. The car is going towards satsang, but mine goes back home to who buff you today, who buff, bully, brag, beat, insult you. The car is going so, your body is going so, but your mind is going somewhere else. Who is your friend? You are in the car, the person is no longer with you. But you are goring what they said. You are chanting that thought over. She said this and he said this and she told me that. No, you by yourself, your own self. And who is beating you now? When you have a heart attack, who attacks you? Your own heart. When you have a heart attack, your own heart attacks you. Your own mind is the problem. So your lower self, the mind, don't go in the neighbor house to look for an enemy. If you are in satsang and your mind starts to worry about somebody and somebody's problem and who didn't do this, nobody's troubling you by yourself. But your mind is making you unhappy. You can't think about God. Play the Majura for me one time. Every home for the children, buy a ghanti, a bell. And let them learn when your mind has trouble, ring the bell and say, mind, come home. Om Namah Shivaya. Don't go in the drain. Don't go in worries and problems. Come back to peace and joy. Bolo bachon. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Your mind and your thoughts, beloved, you could be here and your mind runs in the wrong place. So you could pull your own self down. Now read the rest of it, daughter. The lower self. Is there a higher self he talks about? The last part of verse 6. That's why I'm asking her to read. You see, the less young we get, they write things smaller and smaller, so we can't read it. I brought my glasses today.
Even so,
The
the very self of
very
him
self of him or her
who has not conquered his lower self
didn't conquer her lower self
behaves
antagonistically.
like an enemy.
Right. What's the next verse? That's the one I'm asking for. Read the verse following in English.
The Supreme Spirit is rooted in the knowledge of the self-controlled man.
Okay, stop right there. So this tonight's katha now. So this is our invitation tonight. If you like how you're living, you like how your marriage is, you like how your mind is, then Jai Bhagavan. But if you want to become a happy, cheerful, prayerful, joyful person, this kata is for you. If you want to uplift yourself and make yourself better, this first part. Now, because of time, I'll tell you this. Chapter 6, Bhagavan Shri Krishna goes on to tell Arjuna how to sit. And that's what we were doing at the beginning. How to breathe. How to control your mind. So if you have somebody getting on bad with your son, you have a choice how to react. Recite after me. Say, Dukheshu Udvigmanaha. Now, why we are chanting this? When somebody passes away, when we pray like this, the vibrations of the Sanskrit shloka is very important. Again, Dukheshu Udvignamanaha Sukheshu YouTube Vigatasprihaha Beat Rag Bhai Krodh Stitadhir Munir Uchate. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki. So when you do that, yes, people will die. But you, oh God, and you're falling apart and you can't ever recover. If you practice what I'm teaching you to uplift yourself and make yourself strong, son, you will miss your mom. But you wouldn't be like a fish out of water. You know? You understand, child? Because everybody will face somebody dying in their family. And we teach your children everything except when mommy dies, how to handle life. When daddy dies, how to handle life. So he says, make yourself spiritually strong, uplift yourself, practice from small. You will miss them, but you wouldn't. People, if they don't know how to handle it, years after mommy and daddy died, and they carried us into their marriage, and my wife will think and quarrel to her husband and doesn't know that she thinks, this is a dad died and left them, brother, so too he might die and leave me. And they react to him like, you can't depend on them. They just die on you. You follow, son? If my child, when they see mommy looking so nice in the coffin like a princess, and next thing they set fire to her, and you didn't tell them about cremation and what it means and purifying the soul, and she's imagine nightmares they will have because nobody read Gita to explain life and death. Are you following me, child? So you need to know about this. So he explains, so now make yourself strong. Yes, Bhishma Pitama will die. Yes, Dronacharya will die. Yes, your loved ones. But if you make yourself strong, the death will affect you, but you won't be like a fish out of water. You can continue. You'll remember them and love them. Now, in the Western world, remind me in case I forget, especially when people get married, they say, till death do us. If you love somebody, if you're dead, I'll still love you. That is love. Not so? Till death do us part. I mean, nothing to do with you. You're dead now. Not till death do us part. I wouldn't love you as long as you're alive. I love you as long as I am alive. And therefore, I have to make myself strong for that. While you're living, remember, rest in peace, not when you're dead. Rest in peace while you're living. So if you're hit and you're hurt and you're tired and upset, I can have love for you and understanding. You follow me, son? But I must take care of myself first. So chapter 6 goes on in those verses, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I invite all of you, read that, please. We who are less young, Didi Bhaiya, please take care of your health. Take care of your children, but don't think one day they're going to mind me when I get old. They have problems of their own in their marriage and take care of their own children. Please take care of your health and do your mantra jap, do your spiritual practices. Make yourself spiritually strong. Remember, we want to live long, but we don't want to grow old. We don't want somebody to hold our hand and take care of us. So take care of your health, Krishna Bhagavan is saying. Live long, but be strong. Do your yoga. Attend the classes where gurus are who teach you how to make your mind strong and your body strong. And after he explains all of that, Sona, children can, Krishna Bhagavan ceases to ask questions. Like in the end of Katha, we say, Prashna Samay, do you have a question for me? Do you have a question for me? Did you understand something I said or didn't understand? So Arjun asks a question. Now, babe, go to verse 33. Tell me when you have it. Children, join your palms. Sona? Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana Govinda. Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana. Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana Govinda. Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana Govinda. Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana. Oh my mind. Natvar Nagar Nanda Bhajore Mana. Sing the name of God, oh my mind. Shama Sundar Mukh Chanda. Oh, he's so beautiful to think about, to glorify. Prabhu, to praise you increases our joy. Oh, Sham Sundar Mukh Chanda, Bajore Man Govinda, Natvar Nagar Nanda, Bajore Man Govinda, Natvar Nagar Nanda, Bajore Man Govinda, Natvar Nagar Nanda, Bajore Man Govinda, Bajore Man Govinda, Bajore Man Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Arjun has a question now. He prefaces this with this. Please pray after me. Join your palms, beloved children. Say, Yoyam Yogas Tvaya Pruktaha Samyena Madhusudana Etasyaham Napashyami Chanchalatvat Stitim Sthiram. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Daughter, please read for me verse 33. Listen, beloved children, to what she's saying.
Arjuna said, Krishna, owing to restlessness of mind, I do not perceive the stability of this yoga in the form of equanimity, which you have just spoken of.
Right. Now, hear it one more time. This time now, read a little slower for the old people like me now to follow you. A little slowly. Everybody young got what you said. Now read again a little slower for us. Hear the child now.
Arjuna said,
Arjun said, because he's
Krish-
listening to Krishna Bhagwan and he has this question like some of us would. Hear the question now.
Krishna, owing to restlessness of mind,
So the book has a name, Krishna, he says, right? I told you about that just now. Go ahead. Krishna, owing to
restlessness of mind,
restlessness, the word used chanchala himana Krishna. Chanchal. You know the word chanchal? Like you tell the fella, son, you tell one of your son, remain there for a second. When you turn your head, bam, he gone. Where the boy gone? No, don't look here, look up, he climbing. The mind is like Krishna Bhagwan, like your sons. Chanchal himana Krishna. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Can't stay one place. Chanchal himana Krishna. Go ahead, babe.
I do not perceive the stability of this yoga in the form of equanimity.
Equanimity. Good. So you're telling me about keeping your mind on Bhagwan, in joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain. If somebody will die, just keep your mind on Bhagwan and be strong. It's easy to say. You will hear this and go home, but to practice it. You might come here and hear that when you're married, you must have patience, but somehow when you go home, you fly off the handle again. How come? Krishna Bhagwan, and look who is saying this now. Arjun, the mind is chanchal and it's hard to practice what you are saying. Because let me tell you, in real life, to be real, your children could drive you up the wall sometimes, especially if you're tired and you didn't eat. You may raise your voice sometimes, and you may say, oh my God, what the Pundit was teaching, it seems I'm imperfect. Arjuna is saying it's hard to practice that. You might buff up on your workers. You shouldn't buff him up, you're peaceful, but you do stupidness. Chanchal himana Krishna. Start from the beginning again. Listen to this now.
Arjun said, Krishna,
Krishna.
owing to restlessness of mind,
Right, so understand what you're saying, but the mind is chanchal, the mind is restless.
I do not perceive the stability of this yoga in the form of equanimity.
Right, right. So listen to this. Many of us, now Prahlad, you hear me good? Devta, you hear me? Children in balcony, my Guruji taught us this. If somebody were to say, when your wife is angry, or your husband is angry and he's quarreling with you, or somebody angry, just radiate peace and joy. Radiate peace and forgiveness. He says a good chance that person not married. Swamiji, are you married? Mahadevi, are you married? Do you have children? Get married, have 3 or 4 little energetic children, and let me see you radiate peace and joy. Samjhe? So he's speaking on behalf of all of us, as ordinary people who get tired, who when you lose sleep, you didn't get your vitamins in time. You may be upset. I can't have a plastered smile on my face. So Bhagavan, yes, I lose it sometimes, and I'm not always peaceful and serene, and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If I say it well. Now the next verse, he goes further, and he adds 3 other adjectives to the mind. The first one, you know about the mind, is chanchal. The mind is always moving. That is why sun, Devta, sun, that's why in a Hindu home, long time, you used to have God pictures all over the place. And a tulsi plant. You know why? Because I've been saying this for years, the human mind is very fickle, moving from one thought to the other. So you need to see Bhagavan Shri Krishna, you need to see Prabhu Shri Ram, you need to see a tulsi plant, you need to see a Shivlingam, you need to see a stone, you need to see a cow, and everything brings your mind back to Bhagavan. So if it's fickle, if it's jump like a child, put things that will help your mind to remember God. You following me, children? So put a small murti in your car, not a big, don't make your whole car into a puja room. Oh God, some people don't know how to see when they're driving. But something to remind you about God. So when you get up in the morning, you will see a picture of Shivji smiling. He says, if somebody to tell you Sitaram, or they face vex, you give a smile. You radiate that peace, but it starts with you. If it didn't work, back and start back. Come back in your room, look at the picture of Shivji, Krishna Bhagwan smiling, and come back again. Now the next verse, like I said, 3 other adjectives. Please recite after me. Say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Recite. Chanchalahi Manah Krishna Pramathi Balavad Dridham Tasyaham Nigraham Marnye Vayur Eva Sudushkaram. Om Namo Bhagavate. Daughter, please read 34 for me.
For Krishna, the mind is very unsteady,
1, unsteady, very unsteady.
turbulent,
2, very turbulent.
tenacious,
2, very tenacious, excellent.
and powerful.
And 3, very powerful. 4, very powerful.
Therefore, I consider it as difficult to control as the wind.
Difficult to control as the wind. Son, if a hard breeze blowing, you can push it back. If a hurricane blowing, because that's what happens when somebody breaks your heart, when your marriage is dissolved, when somebody dies. That's true. No, normally I could say, oh, Namah Shivaya. Get the news your mother died, your father died. Get the news that somebody broke your heart. Let me see you chant, oh, Namah Shivaya. It's like a hard wind. It's hard now. You follow me, Sona? Chanchalahi Mana Krishna. Now he adds here now, there's other verses. Now, recite for me, daughter, so the children here will help you. What's it's very, first adjective, very
Unsteady,
unsteady. So, son, this team, daughter, 3 of you, remember the word unsteady. The first adjective, just that, unsteady. The mind is very unsteady. What's the first one? Very unsteady. What's the next word?
turbulent,
Mind very, the next, that group over there. You remember very turbulent. The mind is very turbulent. You know when you play in the say, excuse turbulence, oh, you're going up and down. 1 minute you're happy and you're laughing, next minute you're vexed. At the same house I passed yesterday, they were singing bhajans yesterday, now I had Terry and Lota pelted in the house. You're moving like this. 1 minute you're happy with him, like Shah Rukh Khan, and the next day, little apart in the marriage. Turbulence. So your words, your mind can be turbulent. So what's your word, son? Your team? Unsteady. What's your word, children? Turbulent. What's the next adjective, babe?
tenacious,
Tenacious. This is your group now. That's a hard word, so hold on to that word for now. Tenacious means you hold on to something, you don't let go it. When I was married, your mother told me so and so and so, and I'll never forget you for that. You didn't let go that yet. How you going to reach God if you ain't let go? Huh? The teacher who beat you, you ain't let go of him yet, you still talk about it. The person who broke your heart, the person who deceived you, the person who said they will help you and they didn't. The mind didn't let go of them. You still remember them. You hold on to that. Somebody who died, you're still holding on to something about it. It's very tenacious. Your word is tenacious. What's your word, children? What's the first adjective? 100 marks. What's the second one? Oh, next 100 marks. Get them bored. Add it back to them 1, 2. For how well they said it. What's the third adjective? Tenacious. Not nine-nacious, no, tenacious. But hold on. How will I reach God Even the children know, babe, if your son grab onto a post and he ain't going to the bathroom, will he reach the bathroom if you hold on to the post? You have to let go. But the mind is tenacious. And what's the fourth adjective, daughter?
Powerful.
Powerful. This is for the group here. What's the fourth adjective? Navin, what's the fourth adjective? Powerful. One day I'll tell you how powerful his mind is. That if somebody will hypnotize you and tell you your belt was on fire, you will get a burn because your mind's so powerful, you believe it. You will believe some Devi come on you, and really it is. And you believe, that's how powerful, it's to roll on the ground and so. If the Devi came on you, then your whole life will be peaceful now. You have the Devi called the Om Shanti. Look at the pictures of how they are. You follow me, Sona? It's a change for all times, not a momentary psychological delusion. What's the first adjective? Unsteady. Second adjective? I had forgotten. Thanks for reminding me. What's the third adjective? Very excellent. You're getting full marks here. What's the fourth one? Powerful. When the mind is like that, how can I think about God at all times? Even if you sit in your puja room, you're not praying. You know why? I wonder if you will call now. I wonder if you will call now. I wonder who is up at the gate. I see on the news about the crime and so. Whole puja finished and your mind was not Bhagwan, Mad Mana, Bhava, Mad Bhakto, Mad Dhyaji, Mamnas, Kuru. You follow? That's how powerful it is. So Bhagwan, so I'm going to close off living and start with leaving. Because when somebody dies, the big question is, where did the soul go? How do you know where your mom's soul is right now? That will be answered here. So when he asks that question, you could be in satsang, but your mind is not here because what you just heard. 4 main adjectives. At the end of Katha, I'll ask you those words again. I don't have to, but just to enjoy hearing how you remember it. And when you do that, I'll tell you a big secret. Don't tell anybody I told you this one. I get blessings when you pray nice and you remember what I'm saying and you practice it. Once upon a time, a Pundit died and went to heaven. And when you reach by the gate, they say, you wait here, Pundit. You say, why is that, Pundit? Say, you wait here. You're accustomed people treating you nice when you go. Wait here. The maxi taxi driver came, they said, Pundit, move. And they brought him inside. They put a mala for him. They do arati for the fella and they beat Tassa. And they let the maxi taxi driver go in heaven. The Pundit said, what's going on there? They said, okay, come. How come he get Tassa and thing? He get mala and arati and thing? He get to come in and you didn't treat me. He said, you're safe, Pundit. The way he used to drive the maxi, people used to real pray. They cannot drive, he said, hey, Bhagwan, oh God, hey, save we God. When he drive, people used to pray. But when you had satsang, nobody used to pray. They used to sit down and say, so he get more marks than you. So for my sake, to help me when I go there, or I must pray when I ask you to pray. Bolo, Govinda Jai Jai, go, help me Baba. Bolo, Govinda Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Govinda Jai Jai, help me. Radha Raman Hari, Govinda Jai Jai, Radha Raman Hari, Govinda Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai. See Bhagwan, they pray when I told them to pray too. Gopal Jai Jai, Govinda Jai Jai. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Thank you all so much for helping me. Because when I'm finished here, my boss will ask me, did you go there to promote yourself or to help them be better people? Did you go there to show them how much you know or to change their marriage and their life and make them want to pray to God and learn more? Then I'll get my marks. So if I go home and live good, stop the buffing and bullying and bragging and beating, and have a little more helping with dishes, a little forgiveness, I will get plenty marks. Bhagwan, when he raises that question, how hard it is to be a good person of controlled mind, says, Bhagwan Uvach. Join your hands, children, join your palms, sit upright. Please recite after me. Shri Bhagwan Uvach. Asanshayam Mahabaho. I notice we're getting better at this now. Asanshayam Mahabaho Mano Dur Nigraham Chalam Abhyasen Tu Kaunteya Vairagyena Chagrhyate. Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. Daughter, that is verse 35. Listen with both ears and your minds now. Bhagwan is responding to us saying, Bhagwan, it ain't easy. You tell Sri Ram it's not easy. Sri Ram say, you know what? People say, well, you is God. You know, Sri Ram say, I'll get married to show you. But Bhagwan, you know it is to have financial trouble. You know what? I'll give up the palace and go in the forest, no credit card. Bhagwan, you know it is in marriage when you have separation. Well, you know what? I'll be separate from Sita Mata. Just to show you I didn't kill myself. I didn't give up. You don't give up, you grow up. You have a breakdown, you have a breakthrough. When she crossed the Lakshman Rekha, I will show you. I never bring it up and say, why you cross this stupid line for? You look for trouble. She suffered enough. I showed you forgiveness and understanding. You follow me, Sona? So God does all these things to show us. So how does Krishna Bhagavan respond, babe?
Shri Bhagwan said.
Shri Bhagwan said. Who said, daughter?
Shri Bhagwan.
Those who said? Shri Bhagwan. Ah, good child. Shri Bhagwan said.
The mind is restless, no doubt.
The mind is restless. You see, he agrees with him. He didn't say you don't see it. That's why you're not following what I'm telling you. You don't know how to live as a Hindu. He says, son, I agree with you, no doubt. Sanchaya means doubt. Asanchaya means no doubt. Asanchaya, Mahabaho. Go ahead, babe.
And difficult to curb.
I agree, Sona. The mind is difficult to control.
Arjuna, but it can be brought under control by repeated practice of meditation.
It can be brought under control by
meditation.
Repeated practice
of meditation.
Of meditation. Now, first things first. In the first verse you read, verse 33 there, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is not called Krishna there. Verse 33, he's called Madhusudan, which means the destroyer of the demon. Why? Krishna Bhagwan wasn't called Krishna. If you go to English, you will see Krishna. Krishna said Krishna. No, Madhusudan means the destroyer of demon. And this is the first question to go back to. Who is the demon that takes away your peace of mind? Who is the demon that takes away your joy? Your own mind. Madhusudan, by his own mind. I go killing demons all over the place. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Bhagavan held back Arjuna. Before you fight anybody, learn to control yourself. Before you correct anybody, control your own mouth. Before you hit anybody, control your hand. Learn to bless and caress. That is a demon stealing your smile from your face. That, you understand why Madhusudan? Now here, you are hearing him call him Arjun. He's not called Arjun here. No, you're right, that's the English. But in Hindi, babe, he's called Mahabahu. Mahabahu means strong of arms. Meaning how you talk to your children. When you label them, are you listening to me? You say S-I-N-N-E-R. I defined you already. And people live up to the labels you give them, the expectation. He never says S-I-N-N-E-R. He says W-I-N-N-E-R. Beloved son, my child, you are strong, meaning you could do it. Your mom died. After 13 days, you could do it. You're your mother child. You're strong. Mahabahu. Then he calls him another name. Kaunteya. Kaunteya means the son of Kunti Devi. You're your mother's son, boy. And so strong, and she never gave up on her prayers. So too you were invited to think about your ancestors, whether they came from India or Africa. Did they give up? They worked hard, babe. They didn't have drugstores like we have now. They didn't have a Band-Aid. They worked hard, and now you can have this. So you remember them. If they didn't give up, who are you to give up so easily? Asanchaya Mahabahu, no doubt. You're a strong fella, you're a strong daughter, you can do it. The mind is like that. What's the first adjective? It is unsteady. What's the second one? Very turbulent. The mind is very tenacious. The mind is very powerful. But you're a strong fella. If you label people, Papa used to say, label people and talk to them how you want them to be. So when I say, Deuta, I'm seeing you as that. If I say you're a little criminal, you're good for nothing. When you go to visit them in jail, they say, Pundit, Father, you used to call me good for nothing. What are you surprised for? Label them how you want to see them. So Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, a strong fella, your mother was a strong lady. He didn't call him Arjun. O son of Kunti Devi. O strong-hearted fella. If repeatedly practiced, you could do it. Babe, read this verse after that for me. I want to change gears now.
Yoga is difficult of achievement by one whose mind is not subdued.
Right. So if your mind is not subdued, if you can't control your mind, then how you'll practice peace and yoga? Continue, babe.
However,
However,
who has the mind under control
all of you children who are practicing controlling your mind, yes, you have to practice it, practice it. And if you practice with your mind under control, go ahead.
is ceaselessly striving. It can be easily attained through practice.
Through practice. So can I borrow your Majira one more time, Devta? Promise to give you back and I won't break it. Sit upright, children. Repeated practice, repeated practice. I repeat the word again. Sit upright, inhale. Listen to the sound of your breath coming in. Exhale, listen to the sound of your breath coming out. Relax your foreheads, children. Relax your facial muscles. You're just listening to the sound of your breath coming in and out. Exhale the stress. Exhale the tiredness. Exhale the worries. Inhale Om. Exhale Namah Shivaya. Relax your forehead and your brains. You're sitting upright. You're just listening to Om. Exhale Namah Shivaya. Now pray one more time Om with me. Om. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Holy Sona. Now Ken, the first time you played the tabla, were you able to play it properly and good? Say no. For me, last life he was playing this thing here, so it's easy for him. But with practice, Prahlad, the first time you tried to play the harmonium, was it nice and so? But with practice. Babe, can you swim? The first time you tried to swim, how much water you drink? But with practice. Can you ride a bicycle? The first time? So too with God and your sense of peace. Practice. Now I have a question for all of you children. Babe, you too. If, I'll start, you'll see where I'm going with this. If you have a baby now born, should you feed the baby once a week? Sunday morning. Should you feed the baby on Thursdays alone? When should you feed the baby? Regularly. Otherwise, what will happen to the baby? Exactly. So too, this baby that I'm talking about is your spirituality. I'm introducing you to God. You have a baby to nourish. If you only nourish this baby Sunday morning in the mandir or Thursday, the baby will get maga, weak, and you wonder why your marriage is still like this. You pray once a week, you must get weak. Abhyas yoga to kaunteya. So now, those verses, what verses are those last two you read? 36 and 37? Feed your spiritual self, that baby of yours, regularly. When you go home tonight, before you go to sleep, start. Sit upright, buy a bell, have a Baba, bless it for you, and bring your mind home. Om. Are you following me, children? If you don't practice it, babe, people get you angry. If you get angry, don't say, oh God, I failed. No, you didn't. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success, an important part too. People who fail, they become better at success later, they learn. So practice peace. And if you fall apart, remember in the car, the red light comes on. When you're getting angry, it means the red light comes on. Don't kick up the car. Don't get vexed with the car. Go and have it checked. Go in your puja room, the red light is coming on. Om Namo Bhagavate. Arjuna asks the next question now. He says, Bhagwan, suppose, this is B part now. Suppose I'm practicing all this. Suppose my mom was practicing this. Suppose all of us are practicing this. By the time when you die, when you died, your mind was not God at that time. Where will you go? I'll ask you to read one verse for me for now and I'll summarize a bit. Read verse 37, the following one. Arjun said, Krishna,
what becomes...
Oh, when you read it, later you will see he doesn't call him Krishna. He'll call him different words like Madhusudan and so, which have important meaning. Destroyer of demons. My demon right now Making my marriage miserable is my mind and my mouth, not the neighbor. You follow me? My mind and my mouth. And he's asking now, if at the time of death, my mind is not on God. Go ahead, start from the beginning of that verse.
Arjun said,
Mhm.
Krishna, what becomes the aspirant who though endowed with faith, has not been able to subdue his passions, and whose mind is therefore diverted from yoga at the time of death, and who thus fails to reach perfection in yoga?
Excellent. He continues. Listen carefully, children. In other words, what if my last moment, the pain is so much, I really can't think about God now. I'm thinking about how you will miss me. I'm thinking about what happened to my poor Sona. I'm thinking of my daughter-in-law who loves me so much. You know what? They're too close to me. Baby, you come and hug me. I prefer to not leave and to go like this. But my mind wasn't on Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Where am I going? Sit upright, children. Bhagavad Gita and other books, you know how we read self-help books on how to live happily? And I told you about living and leaving. We have to learn how to leave. One of the ideal ways is to sit. I'll give you briefly. Bhagwan, thank you for my feet. You helped me to reach mandir and satsang and where I could have knowledge. Bhagwan, going up, thank you for my belly. It was like a guru. What good guru, I mean. Whatever food it got, it didn't keep. It sent for the rest of the body in a way they could understand it. Thank you for my belly. Whatever it got, it shared with everybody in a way they could get it through the blood cells. Thank you for my lungs and my heart. I could breathe. Bhagwan, thank you for my, even while I was sleeping, this heart was working hard, boop, 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 working for me. Thank you for my hands. I could massage the feet of my mother and father. I could do puja and offer flowers. Thank you for my mouth. I could chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you for my eyes. I could see and realize. Thank you for my ears. I could hear prayers. And you're moving up now to the Brahmarandra. Bhagwan, thank you for this body. And chanting Om. You live in the light of Bhagwan. But suppose you died in an accident. Suppose you fell asleep and you didn't get up in the morning. Where the soul went? Suppose the last moment, all the Bhagavad Gita they chant, but the last moment, mind, oh God, the pain, the pain. Oh God, what happened to the grandchildren? Oh God, where are you going? This is chapter 6. What chapter is this? Now, briefly, Bhagavan explains to Arjun, I'll tell you in brief now. Sona, listen carefully. Arjun asked, are they going downstairs or are they going upstairs? Because in Western we were taught, you're either going downstairs or you're going upstairs. Bhagavad Gita talks about downstairs. Another time we'll talk about that. It's not what we have heard before. He says, let me tell you about good people. If in your last breath you didn't think about me, know for certain, Arjun, my devotee never falls. They will go to different higher realms and regions. Paradise is just the first plateau. When you say that you're going to paradise, he explains paradise too. And the Bhagavad Katha. Paradise where you have ladies dancing and so, and people serving you nicely and so. Paradise is the first plateau, not the top. You're now starting. Things that you would think brings you happiness here, you go to enjoy that, and you have to recycle right back. Don't settle for paradise. If you read about paradise in any books, check to see if ladies are allowed in paradise. You will see in the books, not the Hindu ones, you'll not see any dark-skinned people. They have to be white like pearl. They were so beautiful and nice, like they're fair skin. If you are there, it's probably to a servant who can feed people. That's why chapter 9 is very important, because Bhagavan talks about H-E-L-L. And you know what is H-E-L-L? I don't like to T-E-L-L because people don't feel W-E-L-L, and I like to S-P-E-L-L. But he says, listen, my devotee, know for certain, never falls. They go to different higher regions, and they enjoy countless years there. How much years? Countless, innumerable. And then they take birth in homes like yours. In the homes will have food to eat and water to drink and clothes to wear. And something in them will pull them back to God. Whenever they hear about God, they want to hear about that, how to become a happy, better person. And in this lifetime, I would like you young people to read I remember his name after Dr. Tucker and Dr. Deepak Chopra, who authored a book about experiences of thousands of Americans, children, who remember their past lives. Not in India. India is the next story. There are many of that documented cases, but in America, I always like to quote the example of the fella who was a pilot in World War II. And this fella used to draw an aeroplane and put a number on it and write the name of the pilot. And they thought children are imaginative. When they checked the archives, just what he said. My co-pilot, my friend who was driving with me, his name was so-and-so. His name, rank, and serial number was so much. Mine was this. The plane was that. We crashed in the Atlantic Ocean when the Japanese shut us down. When they checked the file, Sona, such a plane, they found it at the bottom of the ocean. The pilot's name, just what he said it was. Name, rank, and serial number, and the co-pilot as well. That was one of the bigger cases. It was documented. There are others like that. But because we can't remember some things, we just dismiss. Shraddha means faith, what they knew about the planet's regularity for the sun. The sun is not moving, even though we see it with 2 eyes. You trusted them. So he says, son, you come back now. And when I say rich people, they don't mean really money rich alone, son, spiritually rich. And then he reaches to this point, daughter. Go to the last part of it now. No, you know what? Recite the English after me now. What do you have for the English for verse 45? Read the last 10 words in the verse 45. Verse 45, the last 10 words. Is that verse 45? The last few words. Read the last part of the sentence.
Being
Yeah, start from there, that's all right.
being thorough
Thoroughly.
being thoroughly plagued of sin, forthwith reaches the supreme state.
Right. That's the word of mukti. The purpose of tonight's reading, by reading this chapter, reading this verse, the Skanda Puran says, the soul forthwith reaches there. But don't die to reach by God. While you're living, rest in peace. Don't put somebody at tombstone, right, rest in peace. While you're living, rest in peace. Radiate peace. It's hard, but keep practicing. Don't feed the child Sunday morning. Don't feed your spirituality one day in a week alone, children. Every day, every chance you get. Find the company of good people who can teach you and guide you. Join your palms, join your palms. Sit upright, children. Om Tat Sat Shri Puran Purushottamaya Namah. Tat Sat Adya Brahmane Dvitiya Prarade Vai Vaswat Manvantare Sama 2080 Shubhamase Shubhaksha Shubhatyam Paschadvip Sumitranada Deshe. What's the full address here? Valsayn Grame. Shubhanam Jajmanasya. Recite your Rashi names, children. Kumari Kamlawatie Ramdass Nam Pretasya Pretatvam Uttam Loke Praptartam Aham Gita Dhyan Karma Karishya Bhagwan Shri Krishna. On this day, at this time, at this address, in this moment in time and space, we pray to you. We recited Bhagavad Gita. May it bring the promised blessing that the soul, even now as we pray, be blessed and caressed by your divine loving arms. And may this family, Mike Bhaiya, Rishi, Dayan, the family, children, grandchildren, and all who knew and loved their mom, be blessed. Prasanna Prabhu. May the ancestors of this family be blessed. May the children and grandchildren of this family enjoy your divine peace. Bolo Bacho. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Join your palms. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva sarvam mama deva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Ram Nam Satya Hai. Children, thank you. Listen to your silence. Listen to your prayerfulness. What's your word to remember the mind is? Jai Bhagwan. What's your word? The mind is very turbulent. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch it when you get vexed. The mind is very tenacious. Very good. The mind is very powerful. But don't worry, as Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, children, with practice, abhyas, yoga to counter, you are children of hard-working people who never gave up. They grew up. They didn't have a breakdown, they have a breakthrough. And so it is with you all and the blessings of the mom. Prashna Samay, is there anything I said here tonight that you didn't understand you want to ask me, Sona? Devta, any questions for me? Any corrections? Babe, 100 marks, daughter. I'm so proud of you for helping me. Okay. Say that again. This is spiritual schooling. When we finish Devta, you'll get your PhD. Peace, harmony, and devotion. Right? Blessings, beloved. Blessings, beloved. I'll hand over to somebody. Sona. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Ken. Prahlad, Devta.
के तीर देव चढ़ावे जमुना के तीर 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 देव चढ़ावे मुरली बजा भजन बिना नर रीतो, भजन बिना नर रीतो, आली मोहे लागे वृंदावन रीतो, मोहे लागे वृंदावन रीतो, लागे वृंदावन रीतो, मोहे लागे I love Vrindavan.
काशी देखी मथुरा देखी देखे तीरथ सारे कभी न मन का मीतु मिलाए आया तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी ना मांगे ये सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी ना मांगे ये सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी तेरे द्वार खराइक जोगी करके जतन आया मन में लगन लाया अखियों में दर्शन प्यार करके जतन आया मन में लगन लाया अखियों में दर्शन प्यार प्रीत की रीक्षा प्रेम की भिक्षा मांग रहा ये धार मांग रहा ये धार ना मांगिए सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी द्वार खराइक जोगी द्वार खराइक जोगी छोड़ दिया दरबार, दुनिया से मुख मोड़ा तेरे लिए जग छोड़ा, छोड़ दिया दरबार। बन बन जाना मैंने तुझे भी माना मैंने, सुन ले मेरी पुकार, सुन ले मेरी पुकार। न मांगी ये सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी, तेरे द्वार खराए जोगी, तेरे द्वार खराए जोगी। न मांगी ये सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी, तेरे द्वार खराए जोगी, तेरे द्वार खराए जोगी, तेरे द्वार खराए जोगी। ऐसे हमारे नाम ओ ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, 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 भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी। श्वेत बसंत गले मुंड माला, संग में गौर भवानी हो राम, संग में गौर भवानी। श्वेत बसंत गले मुंड माला, संग में गौर भवानी हो राम, संग में गौर भवानी। लिंग पुजावत डमरू बजावत, बोलत बम बम बानी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी। ओ ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी। दुर्योधन घर में वात्या, सब दुर्घर खावे रामा। दुर्योधन घर में वा त्यागे, सागब दुर्घर में वा खाए, सागब दुर्घर में वा। शिवर की बैल के साधु, शिवर की बैर सुदामा के कंदुल, रुचि रुचि भोग लगाए, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी। राम ही लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न, शोभा भर नहीं जाए हो राम, शोभा भर नहीं जाए। राम ही लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न, शोभा भर नहीं जाए हो राम, शोभा भर नहीं जाए। हनुमान जी के ऐसे लंगाता, सिर पर चमक लगाए, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी, ऐसे हमरे राम
Ramgas Sales and Services Limited, Transport Contractors. We are next to your kitchen, located 19 Bassie Street, Spring Village in Valsayn. For more info, call 663-4078-663, for gas 242-1746, WhatsApp number 313 gas. Authorized distributors of NP LPG gas, 20 and 100 pound cylinders and gas tankers. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers, flatbed trailers. Office number 663-4427, 663-4078-242-1746. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers. Classic Radio, the voice of love, quality and class, streaming live around the globe. ClassicRadioTT.com. Our studio number 242-3830. Our WhatsApp number 368-7006. Navin Lalu's streaming network, specialist in clean audio, multiple camera angle view and a photo slide for professional live streaming. Call Navin at 335-0205. Navin Lalu, bringing real-time events to you and yours. Navin Lalu's streaming network. Call him 335-0205. Also available fantastic drone footage. Navin's streaming network.